I particularly like the fact that there are just over 8 million people here and just over 8 million trees. And if there was one idea I'd like the mayors to say unequivocally, is that every time we add a person, we add a tree. And so if we're going to be 10 million, there should be 10 million trees.
We believe that there is a simple solution for cities, which is cities are for people that live there and want to be there, not for people who want to drive through them. And one of the things that I think is really refreshing is that both mayors have set an agenda for the environment as a real priority, and they need to be held to account for it.
So one of the big issues for an incoming mayor is to inspire people about their health and their life.
My ask of the incoming mayor would be not specifically to put all his interest and pump all his money into health, but to consider health in all aspects of his job.
I mean, something like 1 in 3 GP surgeries aren't accessible to disabled people, yet there's £1.5 billion of underutilised estate within the NHS. And I don't blame the NHS for not actually, they can't be proactive about moving that estate on, because if they try and sell it, the Treasury grabs it. Whereas if we have a devolved settlement here in London, we can all work together to make much better use of that estate, and at least one outcome will be accessible GP surgeries.
The ability of the UK to recycle investment is pretty damn hot in terms of the bringing money back out of built assets.
We can easily be much more supportive of secondary schools in and around the Olympic Park, and that's part of our plan.
Innovation is democratized. It doesn't just sit in Seattle, San Francisco, Boston, and New York. It really blows through our entire country because of advanced research, national labs, and our military. The military is critical to innovation in the United States. And second, this is completely interrelated to inclusion.
So we're going to hear some new ideas on how best to solve the key challenges around housing, planning, building, placemaking and environment.
Walking and cycling are much more efficient than cars. I mean, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? But buses are pretty efficient as well. And I made the point that I'm not promoting just cycling on its own. It's the idea of active transportation, where you bring those three things together.
I think we can continue to improve how tall buildings are designed, especially in terms of opening the interior to the outside, is really important to counter any effect of confinement or isolation someone may have when they live above the ground.
This bridge will allow thousands of people to travel by bike and thousands by foot every single day. It will be one of the most popular crossings for cyclists in London.
This is the Thames Bath concept image from 2013, inspired by Zurich and Copenhagen. This is a vision for the completion, or after the completion of the Thames Tideway Tunnel in 2023. But we're not going to wait until 2023. We want it to happen in the next mayoral term.
When you ask house builders what's the single thing government can do to boost housing supply, they don't say give us land for free or scrap all regulations. They say just resource planning departments properly.